question. Why do you think that the governors backed Senator Mbata, even when they know that he's not a known member of Ohaneze, he's never spoken for the Igbos and all that. Even when he was a senator, you know, there were also issues about Igbos and all that. We've never had him make any statement. So why do you think, what's actually the reason behind that? Is it that they were looking for somebody who had the support of the River State governor, as some claim, or they're looking for somebody who probably would do their bidding? I still want to understand. What do you think, I mean, is the reason for that?
Well, first is class solidarity. Two, Ohaneze leadership is, some section of the Ohaneze leadership is bankrupt ideologically. The third is that they believe that governors will fund Ohaneze, and the state that is producing the President General will bring money. But I've said time without numbers, the Igbos had always organized themselves. Under the military, we never had governors who were Igbos in Igbo land. Almost all the military administrators were non-Igbos.
Yes, Ohanezendigbo existed.
Yes, in Igbo land. Almost all. In fact, it was the tradition in the military that the governors...
Don't serve in your,
yes.
Exactly.
And Ohaneze did well under Akane and Jerome Dojo and others. But having said this, if you take away Ohaneze from the people, then it will not serve the purpose. Which means that Ohaneze can't speak and the people will do what Ohaneze have directed them to do. And because of the weakness of Ohaneze in recent times, that is why you can see the emergence of organizations in Igbo land that have taken over the functions of Ohaneze. If Ohaneze was very, very, very strong, yes, nobody will be able to say, look, I'm IPOP leader, I'm ESM leader, Ibago leader, all those things. Because Ohaneze is not strong. That is why when Ohaneze says something, you see people say Ohanezendoshi, Ohanezendama. You know, when the people begin to use the word Ohanezendoshi, even on air, as an Igbo, you must be, it's touching. It makes you feel pain and bad, you know, which means something is wrong.
But there's no perfect organization anywhere.
Yes, no. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
As bad as Afanifere is, their people have not really come to say that. As bad as the Arewa is, they've not come to say that.
Worst case scenario, they pull out.
Beautiful. Yeah. So something, we have to equally go back and check ourselves and ask ourselves, are we not getting it? Are we getting it right? To get it right, we must get it right in the way we manage our affairs, the way we conduct our elections, and so on and so forth. That's all I can say. But the task before me is, Uche Okwukwu, what will you do to add value? And that is the task before me. That task is, in course of my campaign, I presented a 5-point agenda, what I intend to achieve if I'm elected. And that is what I'm irrevocably committed to consummating. One is that there must be an amendment of this constitution.
Okay.
This constitution has to be amended. 3 things that must be achieved in this constitution. We will create statutorily an electoral body, just like you have the INEC in the Nigerian constitution.
So there's no electoral body, even your own election, there's no electoral, is that what you're saying?
No, it's just constituted by the NEC.
Okay, just by the NEC.
It's an ad hoc thing.
Ad hoc. Okay.
So there will be an electoral body. The way you will become a member of the electoral committee will be specified. And the duties will be specified. And their tenure, it will be tenor. It is not going to be just ad hoc. We're going to say, for example, under the Nigerian constitution, the electoral committee statutorily exists for 5 years. Then you know that if you are there, nobody can just wake up and kick you out. 2.
But all this you're saying would have been possible, assuming you emerged, you know, under that.
I believe, I believe with my own group that we are functioning, and that he has his space to operate. If he has his space, I have my space to operate, and we shall see between now and the next 4 years who the Igbos will accept.
So have you mentioned that you've addressed the World Igbo Congress, or you've attended World Igbo Congress?
Of course, I did.
Yeah. Now, with this raging controversy, have you also been in touch with them?
I'm in touch with all the Igbos in diaspora.
Okay. So what's their
And of course, we follow up even the biggest platform in Igbo land, the IPOP.
Okay.
Who did they recognize?
That's going to take me to a question.
Who did they recognize?
There's something that happened recently in court where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, lashed out at the lawyer and maybe the judge and all that, and then the next day, personally, I was expecting Ohaneze to at least issue a statement, particularly Mbata. Do you think in the present circumstances he will do so? Minding that his people will accuse him of bringing IPOB into Rivers State.
I am an unrepentant supporter of a negotiated Nigeria.
Okay.
I have said so. I was in prison. I was in underground detention, 18 feet underground in DSS headquarters.
Yeah.
I was taken to Suleja prison, from there to Kifi prison. My lawyer was facing Skayamu until I got my bail.
Wow.
I believe that Nigeria cannot continue the way it is. Either it is completely restructured or it's completely dismembered.
Wow.
So
that's a strong...
Yes, either it is completely restructured or it's completely dismembered.
Yes.
I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my position.
So you are supporting IPOB?
I believe that Nigeria should be negotiated. And there is nothing wrong with separatist agitation.
Okay, but are you in support of what's going on even in the southeast? The killings, the kidnappings, all that. We are not accusing IPOB, but that's the allegation there.
Of course.
Some persons have probably hijacked the agenda and they now use it for nefarious activities.
Every time in history, people had always come to hijack something to cause trouble.
Okay, like we saw in Niger Delta then.
Ogoni suffered it,
yes.
and 4 prominent persons were killed, and they got 9 persons executed.
Exactly.
Why Nnamdi Kanu is lucky is that he's a civilian government. If it was a military, they would have by now executed him through a military tribunal.
Wow.
But having said that, I believe in a negotiated country. Ethiopia has in their constitution the right to secession. It is provided for. Some countries of the world have provided.
Do we have it in our constitution?
No, that is part of the constitutional agitation.
Yeah, because it's not in our constitution presently. And even if we are having this agitation, we must have it within the confines of the law. Because you cannot be agitating and then going overboard when you know it's not even contained in the constitution.
Okay, I will refer you to a book.
Yeah.
Separatist Agitations in Nigeria since 1914 by Tekene Tamuno.
Okay.
Tekene Tamuno did a detailed work. You can Google it and read.
Will.
Agitation to break up this country have been on since 1914. The Emir of Zaria, the Emir of Katsina, all of them said we don't want an amalgamated Nigeria. In 1953, it was the real issue that Awolowo was pushing. Say the right to associate should provide for the right to disassociate.
Okay.
It is two things. The right to associate should only allow me the right to pull out. It's like marriage.
Okay.
While we are being wedded, the Holy Bible's on our
also
hand.
Makes provision for divorce.
Yes, also make provision that I should be allowed to pull out of this marriage. Instead of this marriage should take my life.
Grounds.
Yes, instead of this marriage should take my life.
Exactly.
The Croatian constitution provided for the right to secession. That is why the country was able to break into 15 republics. Okay. It was. In 1965, the first time on the floor of the House of Representatives, any Easterner demanded that he should pull out of Nigeria was by a German, Frank Opigo. On the floor of the House of Representatives, go and read separatist agitations in Nigeria by Tekene Tamuno. It's there in black and white. Frank Opigo said that the East should pull out of Nigeria.
Wow. So it's not even about Ojukwu.
It was not 1965.
Or Nnamdi Kanu,
1965.
Or even Uche Okwukwu.
1965, he demanded that the East should pull out of Nigeria.
And that's an Ijaw man from the East.
He said that the East, as a bloc, Eastern region should pull out of Nigeria. It's there. Nobody wants to mention it.
Oh, really? I'd like to have that book.
Separatist agitation in Nigeria. It's on Google.
Okay.
Written by Tekene Tamuno. I have a copy. If you don't see that photo, I'll give you.
I will.
So, in Kenya, the Court of Appeal had held that separatist agitation is not a criminal offense. So far, you don't take up arms.
So far,
you don't take up arms.
So that's actually the...
yes.
Okay.
It's not... So far, you are not violent. It's a constitutional agitation. You are saying, look, I don't want to be in a country. I don't want to be in a country. It's not an offense. The Scottish had not been killed. They've gone to referendum 2 times.
But in this case, even with the agitation, the people who are saying we no longer want to be part of the Nigerian state are somehow killing their own people.
No, we must be careful.
Okay.
Students of history have found out that if a revolution is a double-edged sword,
okay,
the revolutionary and those that stand to benefit from it, and those that even don't stand to, sometimes people have infiltrated and carried out crimes in different forms. You remember that in the struggle against apartheid, we saw black killings going
exactly.
on.
Yeah, there was,
Blacks,
and there was also
the blacks were killing blacks, and of course, evidence has shown that even the apartheid police played a lot of role in those township killings in Soweto.
Okay.
You saw the struggle for black redemption in the United States of America.
Yeah.
We saw the blacks killing blacks.
There were some persons who were considered traitors.
Yes.
Who
We
were
saw
also being
blacks
used
killing
by
blacks.
the other.
The Igbos must be patient and investigate whether what is happening in Igbo land is not the handwork of enemies within and outside.
Okay.
Enemies within and outside. And why I say this is that if you don't do that, you may even call a dog a bad name to hang the dog. If not, I can't understand why you go to a village, people are just killing their young ones.
Yeah.
Something must be wrong.
Kidnapping, ransom.
Something must be wrong.
And all that.
So why I say this is that I'm patient. We will take our time now. The Ohanaeze will constitute a committee that will do a detailed work and say what is happening in Igbo land, particularly Anambra and Dolo Aziz
exactly.
of Imo, Oru, Idato,
also,
and all those,
yes.
where these killings are going. What is happening? The governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, is an Olo. Assuming, without considering that he wants to kill people in Imo State, will you want to kill his own people? Will you want to depopulate Olo that he will rely on to win elections now and in the future? I think the answer is no. There's something is wrong. If he wants to kill people, he will be killing people from Okigwe and Owerri, not to be killing people in his also, Oru East and West, Idato North and South, also Njaba, Wangele, Isuo. No, something is wrong. It's unacceptable. It is not true. He is not, for the purpose of the Ohaneze thing, I'm not on the same page with him, but I can authoritatively say that he's not a happy person that this thing is happening, and he's not behind it. So something is happening.
Well, I also think that the Ohaneze thing should move from this leadership crisis to finding solution to these challenges that the Igbo nation is actually facing. Because the truth of the matter is that we are tired of hearing of these killings and all this ransom and kidnapping for ransom and all that. But let me take you to something. 2027, some persons have already started even talking about it. Where does this place the Ohaneze, considering even what the factions that we have, considering the fact that the governors, like I said, who are seen to be powerful, are supporting John Mbata. Some persons allege that he was brought in by the governor of Rivers State, for political reasons.
Well, you asked me a question that is covering the field. The Igbo man must be vigilant.
Okay.
Let me take you back.
Okay.
And I will only say something I have facts about, so that let nobody say tomorrow I'm lying.
Okay.
In 2018, President Buhari approached the Igbo leaders and said, look, I'll do two things that will shock this country. I'll recognize Mushood Abiola. Okay. Because I know it is the pain of the Yorubas. Say whatever you like. The Yorubas believe that Abiola won the election. And he died. He died. He was wrongfully killed. So we'll address that problem. And after that will pacify the Yorubas. For the Igbos, I will give you an additional state I'll give you an additional state. And I believe that would, to a large extent, pacify the Igbos, because they are saying, look, we have only 15 senators. The other regions have 18 senators.
Yeah.
We have 5 federal universities. The other regions have statutorily 6 federal universities, because every state has a federal university,
Exactly.
federal polytechnic, federal college of education, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
More House of Reps members, and so on and so forth. More allocation. So what happened? He said, I will do that. And then the Ohanaeze constituted State Creation Committee, headed by Professor Chigozie Ogbu, the former deputy governor of Ebonyi, and then incumbent vice chancellor of the Ebonyi State University. It was a committee of the whole house, and I was the secretary of the committee of the whole house. We got about 18 demands, but at the end of the day, we recommended the creation of Aba State.
Okay.
Nyawodu was very angry that why did we not recommend that state and Soka State?
Where he comes from.
Yes.
Okay.
And he never submitted that report, and the report never saw light of the
And
day.
so he died.
And the president waited for us and recognized Moshood Abiola and pacified the Yorubas. And the president, you remember, said it on one occasion. So I waited for, I told you people can get me a state. He waited and we didn't bring it. So we, by our own action, omission, we undermine ourselves.
Okay.
Another problem that came up in Ohaneze was when Wodo decided that they should have endorsed Atiku.
Okay.
And you followed up the matter.
know.
I stood my ground that we cannot defeat Mohamed Buhari.
Yes.
Atiku cannot win him in an election.
So why didn't you support an Igbo candidate?
Atiku.
I mean, Ohanaeze. You.
In 2019, was an Igbo man running?
Okay, so there was, okay, you mean the candidates that had them?
Yes,
Okay.
was that Atiku will win.
Okay.
They said Atiku will win Buhari. I said
Okay.
no. Atiku is a Fulani. Buhari is a Fulani.
Okay.
Atiku is a Northerner. Buhari is a Northerner.
Okay.
Atiku is a Muslim. Buhari is a
Okay.
Muslim. It was in the interest of Ndigbo to support the Fulani man whose tenure will end in 4 years than to
so
support
that
the Fulani man
will take
whose
8
tenure will end in 8 years. We are prolonging power returning to southern Nigeria.
Okay.
Because only when he come back to southern Nigeria that we Igbos can
now agitate. Okay.
They endorsed Atiku. I endorsed Buhari.
Oh.
I
So
don't have
that's
any,
where
yes, I don't have any apologies for most of the things I do. I can be alone when I'm doing something that I will remain there. Now the question of 2027 again is confronting us.
Yeah.
Today the Labour Party is completely being dismembered.
Yes, because I even
5
saw
members of the House
in Enugu
yes, have
also
left the party.
Exactly.
The film man, who is now a lawyer,
No, Kenneth Okonkwo.
have left.
Okay.
That's a very strong character who people are leaving.
Spokesman, yeah.
So I don't know. Because Asiwaju in 2003 had only 80 in Lagos.
2023.
In 2003, 80 survived only in Lagos
Okay,
State.
yes.
From Lagos, he midwifed it to take over the whole of Yoruba land.
Yes.
You remember in 2007, PPA got Abia, got Imo, lost it.
Yes. Abga.
Today, Labour Party have Abia. We are losing flanks.
Flanks already.
The presidential candidate is discussing with
Different people.
not showing stability. Well, I don't know, but I want to tell you, my sister Oby, if in event the election is between Asiwaju and the Northerner in 2027, I will support Asiwaju.
With your own group?
Yes, I will support Asiwaju.
Okay.
Why will I support Asiwaju? It is going to be in our interest he should finish his 8 years. 2, the Yorubas, the Igbos need to develop good relationship with the Yoruba politically.
Okay.
They have been on mutual suspicion of each other. They should use this to cement some form of their relationship with Yoruba. So that tomorrow, if an Igbo man is running, we can tell the Yorubas, we voted for you. Please help us. In 2015, we opposed Buhari, Buhari won. In 2019, we opposed Buhari, Buhari won. In 2023, we opposed Asiwaju, Asiwaju won. If in 2027 Ashwaju wins without us, we would have presented ourselves as people we can dispense with.
Exactly.
That were irrelevant.
Okay.
Politically speaking.
Don't you see, aside yourself, Mbata also going that route, considering the fact that he's also a nominee or candidate of Governor Fubara and all that, and
No.
the other 5 governors?
If I don't know what the 5 governors want to do,
yeah.
because 2027 is pregnant in the sense that it's very, very delicate. What I have said is there are 2 court personalities today in Nigerian politics. The 2 court personalities in Nigerian politics today are Muhammadu Buhari from the Northwest, a major bloc.
Yes.
Is a homogeneous bloc, Muslim North. The middle belt is heterogeneous, complex and plural.
Yeah.
The Northeast is heterogeneous, complex and plural. The South is very heterogeneous. Now the Southwest is homogeneous, Yoruba.
Yeah, okay.
And the court personality there is Ashwaju, is the court personality. You can't take that away from him. He's a strong character, he's the court personality. He has survived for the last 30-40 years to show that he's a leader.
Wow.
Buhari is the court personality in the Northwest. He has survived in the last 30-40 years to show he's a leader. The Igbos are faced with a situation they must relate with these 2 court personalities.
Okay.
If they secure the sympathy of these 2 court personalities, then it is possible for the Igbos to produce a president. And we shouldn't be in a hurry.
Okay.
Why Nigeria remains. If Ashwaju finishes 8 years, power will go to the North.
Yes, naturally.
The North will rule for 8 years, power will return to the South. So we have to wait for 2039.
Wow. That's a
Either we're telling ourselves the truth or we're lying. And I don't like those who lie. The North will take over from Ashwaju in 2031 if he wins 2027. The North will do 8 years to 2039. So 2039, power will be coming back.
That's barring any constitutional amendment.
They are barring any constitutional amendment
or zoning.
Yes, as it is. And then we must equally try to follow. Therefore, we must avert our mind to produce a vice president to the North in 2031.
Okay.
We must work for Ashwaju to produce second to the government, chief of staff.
Okay. Those key positions.
Yes, second to the government, chief of staff.
Chief of staff is not constitutional.
No.
You can even appoint.
Yes, you can appoint.
Even his son or his.
But if they give it to even in government house today, in all the government house, people want to be chief of staff over commissioners. If they give you chief of staff, it's better for any people than commissioners. That's what we have seen. That's the truth. Okay. I don't know what made them powerful.
Okay.
But they are more powerful than commissioners in the states. Okay. Even in the local government, the chief of staff to the local government chairman appears to be more powerful than the supervisory councillor.
Wow.
In that AGA. That's what everybody is seeing. So we must struggle to be part of national security advisor. So that the man will see that I won this election with support of Ndigbo.
Okay. And
then it will be clear that let me work with them. And then when you are into it, given the predominance of the third world capitalist economy, access to power gives you access to money.
Yeah.
If you are not empowered, you don't have access to money. So when you have access to power, you have access to money. You now prepare for 2039.
Wow, there's no better place to end this conversation. Yeah, you've been listening to Dim Uche Okwukwu. He's also President General of Ohanezendigbo, leading his own group outside the others who also lay claim to that office. He's been here, telling us a lot about the Igbo Union, the Igbo Nation, the Igbo people, and the politics of 2027. I hope you enjoyed the program, and I also wish that you continue to do what you do. You subscribe, call your friends, call your folks, call everyone, and then also help us to share, like, and comment. Your feedback is very important to us. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.